Hello everyone, I'm Mike. There's Bruno. There's Winston. Yeah, there's the boys. Yeah, you're talky this morning, aren't you? Yeah, it's been a hot minute since my last video. However, I have been a busy little boy. We're starting to get into winter now. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and Bruno wagging his bill nubbin. Yeah. So, I've showed you that air compressor and the golf cart, of course. I have been working on taking this air compressor completely apart. It had enough dirt and grease and everything on it that it was like fur coating it. Power washed it, pulled it all apart, stripped it. We took the frame and got as much of the dirt and scaly rust as I could off of it, and coated it in Pour 15. Stuff's expensive, guys, but it works really good. So we'll be piecing him back together eventually so I can move him around the shop, because we're going to need to get the cars in the garage, and starting to get to be that time of winter and Bruno investigating, nosing around. But today's video, we're going to kind of take a look at this old motor here. This is the one that I found on the curb for free, missing the carburetor. I did check, it does have spark. It felt like it had compression. I found out what they actually put this motor on was a Troy-Bilt rototiller. But yeah, it has been sitting for quite a while, as you can see. But there had to have been a reason why it was the carb taken off, and it was taken off the machine. So I'm thinking that there was probably some engine issues or something to that nature. So since this isn't going to be reused for anything, I say we take it apart for parts, take a look and see if we can figure out why somebody removed it off the rototiller and took the carb off of it, and why it sat and why it was put on the curb. So with that, let's tear into it and see if we can, dissect it and figure out what went wrong. So I'll get you in the stand and we'll get started. Alrighty. Well, there you are in the stand. So, as you can tell, I took the recoil and the pull start off. That operates all fine. A little rusty, a little grungy. Throttle plate seems to work. Governor seems to work okay. It does spin over. But let's see if we can't just get some of this apart and go from there. So, let's see. I had the spark plug out already. It had a little bit of oil in there. I don't know if it ran out of oil or if they drained it. Like I said, it was found on the curb. I have no history on it. Let's see here. Say we take this off. Studs are okay. Then we'll get this exhaust off. Let's see. I'll put a little 50-50 on it on this exhaust. Let's See if we can't loosen those up a little bit. Okay. So let's see here. Alrighty. Well, where do we begin? Let's start by taking this unit off of here. I'm going to leave the governor on. Wow, those are tiny. What are those, 8s? Let's try a quarter. Nope, it's going to be an 8. Alrighty. Pardon my reach. Okay. Oh, got the. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Alrighty. Wow. Okay. There we go. Boy, that spring is really corrody. There we go. Alrighty. We got a little itty bitty one there. Yeah, we can let him hang for right now. Let's go ahead and take that coil off. See a 10. Yeah. I looked to see, I did put some gasoline down the spark plug hole, but without the carb, I don't think that there was enough of a air restriction, so I couldn't get it to fire off. Plus, with it not being mounted to anything, it really was kind of hard to get a good pull on it. Oop, oop, oop. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, there we go. Got that whole unit off. Set him aside over here. And we'll just put these back into the block. Like I said, I'm not gonna be, if I screw something up, I'm not gonna be too upset because like I said, I'm just kind of finding out why. Uh-oh, did you get something caught in your throat? You all right? Well, you gotta chew. Huh. Chewing on one of his rawhides. Got a little piece in his throat. Okay. And gasket and spacer, we'll take him off too. Like I said, there was no carburetor on this, so I'm thinking maybe they had some carburation issues. Not quite sure. Alright, what do we got here? Is that going to be a 14? Nope. It's going to be something completely different. Alrighty. Okay, 13 millimeter nut on the exhaust. That come off okay. Bruno, Sniff and the Stan, they're both looking at mommy through the door window. So, I got the heater shut off, so might have to take a break. It got down to 38 last night. And they're calling for this weekend to be super cool. It's supposed to get up to 59, 60 today, which is not too bad for early November. All right, muffler's off. That's pretty rusty too, if you can see that here. But we got the exhaust off. All right. Yeah. Well, it's even rusty down in the. Oh boy. Yeah, I think this just sat. It sat, and somebody didn't bother to worry about anything. All right, let's get this valve cover off. Like I said, I'm just kind of curious as to why this is sitting. See if I can diagnose or come up with a theory as to why. That came off fairly easy. Wonder if somebody's been in here before. Well now. Okay. All right. Oh boy. He's kind of loose. But where are we at on our intake? Get you guys so we can see the valves open and close. See if they open and close. For some reason, those are both super tight. Bruno's investigating his old bed. It used to be Winston's. I don't know. Something just... See if I can get you over here a little bit at a different angle, because what I'm looking at here is this one looks... They're both tight. How far down are we? Okay, that's the bottom. So it should be coming up on that's intake. They should both be loose, but that exhaust is awfully tight. But it's on top dead center. Okay. But here's what I'm seeing. If you guys can see that. This one looks like it's a lot higher up. Let's see if I can get you guys in front. Than this here. Spring-wise. Because this one's right here and this one's still way down there. So I'm not sure if the valve lash isn't right. I mean, the top dead center, I mean, both of those should be fairly loose. And this one isn't. I'm wondering if they had some issues with valve lash and they didn't know how to adjust it properly. Or there's something inherently wrong. Well, yeah, because neither one of those are. This one seems to go up and down fairly well. This one does not. I wonder if they had a stuck valve or it just stuck from the use. So let's see here. Is that a 14 also? Yep. Okay. What was this little monkey? Was this a... Okay. So we are going to go ahead, take these. Sticker. What was that? 8. Of course. Yeah, let's dip down in here. If anything, that was a 10. Yep. Okay. So I'll get these off of here and then I'll get back with you. Okay, guys, I got those off. The springs look like they're fine now. Studs are okay. Let's see, that push rod doesn't look too bent. That's the intake. The exhaust one looks okay. But now both springs look like they're, well, that one still, I think that this one looks like it's missing a keeper. Interesting. Okay, well, there's the exhaust. Well, did we just take the whole head out of there as is? Looks like there's a couple of exhaust heat shield deal here. Yeah. Which one's that? There's one under here. Boy, he's on there. Okay. Let's see if we can get a little bit of something here. Because if I take the head off, something is awfully strange. Would I be able to take that whole thing off, or does that go all the way down into the jug? Well, we'll find out. Let's see. Which one is this? Don't you just love it when you don't have your glasses on? right. Now. Okay. Alrighty. Well, wonder if I could just take that and leave the springs in it. Well, we're gonna find out if I can or not. Let's see. Nope. Let's see here. Well, this is an oddball little bugger. What size is you? I'm running into a lot of weird sizes here. It's not a half, so it's got to be. Let's see, I got a 13. Nope. I don't have the 12. Yep, it's a 12. Okay. Am I going about this all wrong? I might be. There we go. All right. Now, in theory, where does it separate? Oh, okay. There's a dowel pin. Okay, there we go. Well, surprisingly enough, the head gasket looks okay. Not seeing any blow by on the head, but yeah, she's just been sitting out for so long. See if I can push on those springs and see what we get. Okay, that one goes. Yeah, he works. That exhaust one's awfully stiff though. But it is free. So, but yeah, it's just sat. Sat, and sat. Okay. Let's go ahead and see if we can I'll put the head over here. Then we'll see about, there we go. It doesn't look too bad. I don't see any tears or any rips, anything like that. So I'm wondering if maybe they just didn't have some weird ass carb issues. All right. Well, let's see if we can. Yeah, there's a bunch of shit. Well, that cylinder wall is awfully pretty. But I don't see any scratches. I don't know if you see in there too. But it does look like there's... the cylinder wall looks great. Who knows, this might even be a salvageable engine. Once everything gets a new seals. So probably, that carbon's wiping off fairly easily. But I'm not seeing any scoring, just a little surface rust. Looks like we might even, yeah, that's awfully smooth. But there was a reason why this was sitting. And I don't know if it's something further down in or what. But once we get that crank cover off, we need to take the flywheel off. Possibly? Well, if we're going to take everything apart, yeah, it's got to come off. All right. Yeah, let's see if we can get the flywheel off. Let's keep this handy. Get the fan off. Well, I don't see where. Let's see. Let's take another look at. Get in there. See if I can get you guys in there too. Well, can't really see down in there. Yeah, everything. I think this just sat for so long and they just got rid of it. Okay, let's see if we can get him off of there without it blowing up in my face. Actually, where's that 50-50 at? I know it's probably going to not really work, but it ain't going to hurt nothing. So for entertainment value, there's Winston chilling. And Bruno's favorite spot. He likes sitting up on the bench too. He likes going for rides in it. Okay, back to the entertainment. Or back to watching me try and screw something up. Alright. Might need to get a bigger hammer. Let me get over here. Excuse me. Yeah, I think we're going to be in this one for a while. Oh, there we go. I think it just went. Yeah. There we go. We're getting there. It's a little bit on the stiff side. I'm trying not to. There we go. Yeah, she broke free, I know that. She's gonna be difficult. There we are. Come on, there you go, girl. Okay. Yeah, this just sat. It's completely all sat. Holy cow, look at the dirt under here. Yeah, this thing must have been used and abused. Well, let's see here. Yeah, if anything. It ain't gonna hurt it none. Let's see, can I get that out of there? Boy, oh boy. Well, let's let that sit for a minute. We'll work on him in a minute. Let's go ahead. Yeah. What a weird, funky plate. Alright, well, let's just tip her upside down here. Okay. I gotta get that keyway out of there so that when I pull the crank, I wonder if I could just give it a little. Ah. I see what it is. You probably can too. Down here, there's a little bit of rust ridge. I wonder if I need to do a little bit of a brush on there. I wonder. That's just kind of weird. Let's see. Okay, I win. Holy cow. Alright, well, there's the keeper. So it doesn't look like it was out of time. Boy, oh boy. There's something seriously going on here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well. And busted stud. Eee. All right. There's our governor spring. Put him over there. All righty. Well, you say we try to get this sump cover off. Let's see what we got here. Take that out of the dipstick tube. Like I said, there was a little bit of oil in it, but yeah. Oh. There was some Gerties in the bottom of that. Well, that didn't look too bad. I don't think it looked too bad. Did have a little bit in it, but not by much. Yeah, when I did it, it only registered over the first dot, so. All right, here we got him, the oil tube out. Let's set him over there. Is this starting to become a disaster? I don't know. But again, comic relief. He's ready for his ride. Oops, I spilled a little oil on the floor. Okay, so. Excuse me. Maybe the rototiller was junk and they just decided they were just going to pull the motor and save it for something else. But what ended up happening was it sat longer than they expected, apparently. Boy, I mean, it's been sitting in dirt. There's some sort of nest in here. Some kind of critter in there. Well, whatever you were, you're long since gone. Alright, take this off, just in case it goes all the way down in there. It shouldn't. Nope, that's just a fill. Okay, oh, it's starting to get a light out. Alright. Put a little 50-50 on there. That's it. So give that seal a fighting chance. And like I said, I'm not going to worry too much about if that gets ruined or not. We're just trying to figure out if there's a reason why. I'm going to get a little different hammer. I'll be right back. I don't really want to sit there and try and damage anything if I can. Something just fell. Heard something. A little bit of oil's coming out of the... Okay, we're getting there. Let's go ahead, a little more of that good juice. So let's sit in there. There we go. Okay, cover's off. Well, that bearing in there is really good. Looks like there's a little bit of junk in there. I don't see any metal shavings. And there's quite a bit of oil still left in there. Gasket's gone. But we expected that, right? Alright. Well, let's check our dots. See if we can roll this enough to check our dots. Yeah, I should probably get that oil out of there. Let me get a catch pan and pour the oil out of there. There's still quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, there was still a little sparkle in that. So, not too bad though. But it's in there. So it was used. The engine, that is. Okay. Governor looks okay. Didn't fall down in there. Let's see if we can leave everything in there. Yeah, there's a bunch of icky. I'll get you to, you know. Okay. Let's go ahead and set him right there. Let's see if we can't just get that. Okay, the oil dip tube looks okay. The governor looks okay. I do see a little wear on the cam. Not too bad. On the cam gear, I should say. Boy, this is just getting to be ookie dookie. Okay, so. Alright, you guys in there? Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay, I know this is getting a little long, but I'm going to try and see if we can we time the crank? See if our timing light marks line up. Let's just see if we can't just get a little something on that cylinder there. There we go. Let's see if that'll turn a little easier for me. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Well, our marks line up, so it's the timing's okay. There's the decom. That seems to slide okay. Cam lobes look, well, look a little worn, but not too bad. That seemed to slide okay. So we weren't having any issues there. The valves didn't drop. Okay, we go right there. Valves look okay. Huh. It is kind of a rough spot in here. That would explain why it was so difficult to pull. Well, let's see if we can get that piston out of there and take a look at him. So I have a feeling that might be part of the problem. But so far I haven't seen anything that's really been too damaging. Really got it on 10. Oh, you stinker. Okay, those are on pretty good. I'm gonna need to get a different tank. All right. Well, here we go. Slowly but surely. Don't call me Shirley. Holy cow. Those are long. Okay. Using a number 10 ratcheting flex head wrench. I got this metric set from Tekton. I haven't got an argument against them yet. Came in the satin finish. I really, whether it be chrome or satin, it doesn't really bother me none. As long as the finish holds up. But yeah, I might even invest into a set of their standard. But yeah, oh, there we go. Okay, let's see how that bearing, or what's left of what they call a bearing. I don't know. Yeah, they had some sort of a Loctite on there. Okay, well, whatever. Okay. See if we can get that to focus in. There is something, I think that's probably where the metal shavings came in, as you can see. Here, I'll wipe it out. That I found in the residue of the oil. Not too bad. I mean, you can probably see that in there. Looks like it's been deeper in here. Once we get that piston out, then we should be able to get the crank out and take a look at the crank. Get that to go back up in there a little bit more. Yeah. is definitely a spot in that piston that really does not want to cooperate. There we go. Are you getting there? Yeah, I'm getting there. Okay. Let's see if I can. Nincompoop? Yeah, I think I nincompooped. There we go. There. Gonna come out. Let me put you down there. Whoops! Well, that doesn't do a whole lot of good, does it? Oh boy. Well. There is a bunch of junk on that. Okay, so there's rust and oil. Let's wipe that off. See what kind of wear we have on the piston, because I was having some issues with getting that out. Yeah, I think they had some carb issues, or there was something going on. They took the carb off. And yeah, that's a little bit of cleaning up on that. Be all right. But the rings don't seem to be in too bad a shape. They look like they were lined correctly. There is a little bit of wear here. A little bit right in here. I don't think that that's too bad. Ah, there's some scoring right there. Look at that. So yeah, it had some use on it. Let's see here what we got on the other side. Oh yeah. But yeah, we're starting to get a few scratches in there if you guys can see that. I don't know if the camera is going to show that up, but yeah, this is all kind of wore. Let's take a look and see what that cylinder gives us. Say we get the crank out first? Maybe? Still a little bit of oil in there. Well, there's a whole lot of oil left in there, but it is what it is, right? Okay, let's take the lifters out. Set him in there. Alrighty. Well, don't really feel anything in here. Where's my little drop light? Okay. Oh, you stinker. Oh, come on. And just a little bit, you can see where it was sitting. There's a little bit of pitting, but heck, you could probably even dingle ball that out of there. Yeah. You can see we're right here where the rings are sitting, but it isn't etched. I mean, you can drag your nail across it, but yeah, that looks like it might be okay. I'm not really finding anything here, guys, that makes me wonder why this sat. Unless, like I said, they had some carb issues and never cleaned it up. It sat and sat and sat, and then they never got back to it, and then they realized, oh, they probably either lost the carb or what have you. But I'm not seeing anything in here that's really standing out as a failure. Going to work? Yeah, I know. Yeah. So, I'll be right back with you guys here. I got another chore to do real quick. And wife's getting ready to go, so the dogs might act up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can get the crank out. Take a look at him. Huh? Well, aside from some corrosion, I think the crank journal looks okay. Yeah, not too bad. I don't see any metal parts, any corrosion, any pitting. We might be able to go ahead and save him too. Just clean up some of this stuff on the end. Well, it looks like there's a little wear there. But that gear looks good. No missing teeth. And that goes to the governor. There's no missing teeth on the nylon gear for the governor. And bearing is very well. No growly, no nothing there. So I think we had a relatively good motor that had some carb issues. And they took the carb off thinking that they were going to try and figure that out, and they never either figured it out or never replaced it. But yeah, the block's good, all the gearing's good. I think what I'll do is hop on the old internet and see if I can get a engine rebuild kit for this and rebuild it and put it up for sale and see if anybody needs a small little motor for whatever it is they might need it for. But I will, oh yeah, yeah, that's coming off of there pretty good. So I will loosely assemble it until I get my parts. I'm going to be able to get that in there. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to figure that out. But all in all, I think I will be able to be able to rebuild this engine. Now, is it going to be worth it? I don't know. I mean, it's rebuildable. Heck, if I even sell it as is and then somebody gets a kit, it's still cheaper than buying a new engine in case they need it. But there's no broken castings, just a busted stud on the other side. But yeah, all in all, I think we're going to be okay. Just putting Humpty Dumpty back together again so that I can keep it in a cool, dry place. Okay, so yeah, we'll get some numbers off of this, see if there's a way we can clean this up, maybe rebuild it. I haven't decided yet what I want to do, but all in all, I did not find anything that was catastrophic. I just have a feeling that they took the carburetor off, had some issues with the carburetor. Either lost the carburetor or lost parts of the carburetor. Never got back to it and left it alone. And she just sat. So I do not really see anything that would prevent this engine from running. So I think we had some fun. I know that. Nothing really came apart fairly well. So with that, maybe we'll come back to that one, or maybe we'll come back to the air compressor. But, you know, from there's Winston and Bruno. Yeah, you guys, come here. Come on. I want you all thank you all for hanging out with me. I kind of gave you a little longer video this week, or this time, due to the lack of content that I've been able to. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know you're so excited. Yes, I know. We'll go in and get a crunchy. Yeah, tell everybody hi. Say thanks for stopping by. And please like, subscribe. And as always, keep on tinkering. Huh, boys, let's go get a crunchy, huh?